Sir Keir Starmer has told the NATO Secretary-General that he will publish his defence spending plans ahead of the NATO summit in Ankara in early July. The Prime Minister is facing growing questions over his future following the resignation of his defence secretary. Well, let's speak to our chief political correspondent, John Craig. So, John, the NATO summit in July and, of course, in a couple of days, the G7 meeting and defence, obviously a crucial issue at both.
The Prime Minister is obviously going to be facing criticism both abroad and at home over the defence spending crisis. Now, he has spoken to Mark Rutte. He's the General Secretary of NATO, generally regarded as an ally of Britain. And according to Number 10, the Prime Minister updated him on plans for the Defence Investment Plan. Well, according to critics, it's in tatters because, of course, John Healey walked out on Thursday after being blocked by the Prime Minister and the Chancellor over his bid for £28 billion. He was offered something like half of that. And so that's made the Prime Minister's position even more perilous. The PM will be obviously facing the likes of Donald Trump at the G7 summit, which starts in Evian in France on Monday. Now, the Prime Minister did have a phone call with President Trump today. That was, however, according to Number 10, not about the defence spending row, but about the Iran deal that the President is hoping to sign tomorrow or in the next day or so. So, what we've seen today is further criticism of the government. We've seen a letter in the Times from General Sir Nick Carter saying that Britain's sliding down the NATO league table. We've seen calls for more defence spending from two would-be candidates for the Labour leadership, both Wes Streeting and Andy Burnham. Mr Streeting was saying he's been calling for more defence spending since before John Healey quit on Thursday, and Mr Burnham has talked about not being squeamish about cutting the welfare bill to pay for to fund defence. So the Prime Minister his position since John Healey quit has become even more precarious, and now he's going to face world leaders at the G7 this week. He has pledged to next week, he has pledged to Mr Rutte that the Defence Investment Plan will come before the NATO summit. That's on the 7th of July, but he's been saying that for some time. He's also been talking about increasing investment in defence, but not enough to satisfy his critics.